We are live testing. This is a test. I hope to God you can hear me because I do not want to lose all that audio again. This is just a test, Logan. I don't know what to say for a test. To any of you guys that were in the chat.
Testing. 1, 2. Testing.
Yeah. Apparently, thankfully, Logan, you did have a lot of good shit to say, and they could hear you at least.
I know. At least I got my shots in on Michael.
It's so weird. It's like they probably just heard intro music, Michael make fun of you, and then like nothing. They're like, what the fuck am I listening to? Is it just Michael and Logan? Like, oh man.
Hey, that's good shit right there.
Yeah. But
That's ratings.
yeah, we are addressing our audio issues here, guys. So 2 seconds. Bear with us. All apologies. Logan, can you pop up right now? Do you have your phone handy to look in the chat or something to look in the chat and see if you can hear my voice for the good people of this world? Because I think I fixed the issues. I think we're good now. I just want to make sure because I'm waiting for it to come up on mine. Like I can check. It's just taking forever to load. It's being a bitch.
Mine's doing the same thing.
All right. Let me see.
Because I am on using my phone.
Well, since we're killing dead air, you know who's never going to be in the Hall of Fame? New Jack. Discuss. Well, I'm fixing this.
I can tell you who else won't be in no Hall of Fame.
Chris Benoit. And Logan's on hold for some reason. We are having all kinds of issues. Guys, bear with us. And we will hopefully get this shit going. This is the risk you take when you go live. It's Salty Mistress. Indeed. I have no clue if anyone can even hear me right now. Or if we are just straight up dead air. Oh, man. So I don't know why Logan is on hold. And... fuck. Cruising right along, take two tonight. All technical issues aside, we are fixed, hopefully. We are officially now live. You guys can hear my voice. We went almost like fucking 40 minutes, and you guys couldn't hear my voice, but we got our shit fixed. Logan, once again, for the second time. What's going on? Welcome back to the show. How was your week, and where can everyone check you out?
My week's been okay, even though we both have some health issues going on. Check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144. Now it's time for Travis. You tell everybody where they can check you out.
As always, follow me on Twitter at Hibiki. Real quick, yesterday, I was on our good buddy Broski at MTL Broski on Twitter show at first thing in the morning on YouTube, Kayfabe Today podcast with our buddy Jay Baca. Thank you, Broski, for having me. It was a blast. Went over 2 hours talking about cereals and the seamstress from Total Divas and all kinds of goodness. Check that out. Hit the subscriber there. Good guy, good content. But yeah, man, it's like you said, it's been a week, and thank you guys so much for all the love on Twitter. Going through a little bit of health stuff, but nothing too serious on my end. Everything seems to be addressed, and I'm good to go. Not a drip is spilled. Logan, you yourself going through some stuff, but we're here once again, man, trudging through for all you guys and listeners who, a lot of you guys don't watch 205 Live, and we'll do it for you, and you can just listen to our show, and we'll tell you pretty much what happened. So,
Yeah, and by the way, if Broski is actually listening to this, you need to have me and Travis on together one day. It'd be awesome.
It would. It would be a good time. But speaking of people being together, once again, this Sunday night, Logan promoted. What is going on right here on Hibiki TMD?
You're gonna just throw me under the bus there, Travis?
Uh,
You might as well start the show off with Michael's insults, since he likes to talk about my weight 24/7.
Well, I was trying to keep the road a little clear before we got to that speed bump, but let's go ahead and promote this Sunday real quick. Once again, post show live, Money in the Bank with Logan. Maybe Maniac Matt is going to stop by, pay a little visit. Don't know, nothing set in stone, but at least Logan will be there. Logan and Michael
My
in the
brother
same
will
room,
be there.
and yes, your brother Brandon making
And
it.
don't forget the joke of Slam Pigs, Michael.
Ooh, Logan. Well, usually uh, I would say that, enough is enough with the salt between you guys back and forth. But like I was gonna say, and we went through this earlier, I'm getting the audio clip right now while I stall for time. It's kind of turned into a tradition every week. Last week, Michael had the fire and the salt and pepper at you, Logan. It is your turn for your promo, your receipt to give to Michael. But real quick, for everyone that missed it and like I said, I'm getting the audio clip right here. There's a storm outside having some internet issues, but it seems to be working out. Yes. Why did this even start? Who fired the first shots? Was it Michael or you in the beginning? I can't even remember at this
It was
point.
always Michael. He's always been the type of dude to criticize the other people that come on Slam Pigs, especially the ones that are 10 times better than him at a podcast. Let's just throw that out there right now.
Well, I cannot get the audio up, but this week Michael's insults, I'm gonna go ahead and just do my best. Michael was basically he went for the weight. He went to the weight issue. Pretty much that's and how nobody wants to hear your opinion, Logan. That you are the ratings speak for themselves from his words. In his mind, he's running the backstage ratings meetings at Nitro, but it's not ratings, it's views. But that's besides the point.
Okay,
Yeah, he went
let
for
me
the weight.
stop you right there. Let me stop you right there, Travis.
Go ahead.
I'll get to the weight in just a second.
Go.
First of all, Michael, you're wrong. Not even me are the ratings. Okay? You know who and what episode and what show on the Slam Pigs is cruising by, even past cruise control, and even past the original Slam Pigs?
Is it the one where
Okay,
I
it is
am?
me,
Is it the one
Matt,
where I'm the
and
host?
Trev. Union Smack is the ratings whore, okay? Michael, you're just a regular whore, okay? You're a nobody when it comes to the Slam Pigs podcast. When the people on Twitter mention Slam Pigs, it was always at Logan Myers 144, at Maniac Matt, at Travis, okay? Let's just be honest.
That's not really my handle, guys. So if you search at Travis, it's
I
not me.
know.
I
You
know.
get what I mean.
I know. I'm just
I
messing.
couldn't I
Well,
couldn't think
it's
of
at the
the
Hibiki
Twitter
TMD. I can't help but be a whore. At the Hibiki TMD. Go ahead.
and whatever Maniac Matt's is, I can't remember exactly all of his.
At 10 and
But
future DW. So check him out.
thank you, Travis. Thank you very much.
That's what I do. I mean, continue. I didn't
And
mean to step
while
on your rant.
no, you're good, Travis. Yeah, at least you don't bring up the weight. You understand I've had health issues. Mike, on the other hand, the only his issues he has is he doesn't have he don't have a bed to sleep in, in his own house.
Well, thankfully, Logan, if you still want me to, I have resolved the audio issues. And I'm going to play right now what Michael actually had to say. So here, because
Okay.
I did not do it justice, guys. So here's what Michael had to say on Slam Pigs this week about good old Logan. Obviously not directed at me because I rarely drink. Logan, real quick, where can everyone? Well, that's when. Here we go.
I mean, if you're going to come out with the obvious fucking insults like me being a drunk, I'm coming back with the obvious insult of you being a disgusting, morbidly obese fat ass. I mean, honestly. Like, are you collecting disability? I mean, I know you probably still live with your parents, but I mean, are you collecting disability because
And
you?
time. I hit the time on the debate. That's what you get this week.
Michael.
I'm yeah. So there it was. From the horse's mouth. And I'm hitting the timer. That's it. That's the go home receipts and promos from Michael Logan going into their big match this Sunday at the Money in the Bank post show.
You said from the horse's mouth. You mean the donkey's ass?
I did hit the button. The button has been hit. I guess this is your show though, so I guess I can't really hold Michael back, and I never do. So that's going to be a recurring theme I see on this. But yeah, I will be the special guest ref between you guys. So if anything, hey, if Money in the Bank sucks, at least you have that to look forward to, guys, this Sunday. So check us out live this Sunday. Logan, before we get into the actual show this week, because we already, like I said, we already did this once tonight. Let's segue through it and breeze by, because I know you don't care, but it has been announced, not wrestling related, but the big money match, Floyd Mayweather, quote unquote, dream match against Conor McGregor in a boxing match, which totally caters to Mayweather. Would have to, because any other kind of match, he has no ground game. He's a boxer. McGregor would destroy him. I'm picking Mayweather. They got me. I'm not hyped, but I'm interested in seeing the match. I think it's going to be a train wreck. I don't think it's going to be a good match, but I got Mayweather. Just if it goes the distance, especially Mayweather's going to win because the fix is in. It's boxing. Let's face it. If you think there's credibility in boxing, then I guess you thought Hulk Hogan never took a steroid in his life. Also, Logan, like I said, you could give two shits, but your 2 cents, because we did talk about it earlier, Mayweather and McGregor.
I would rather watch Summer Rae in a match because she's actually talented.
Jesus, that's bad.
You know, I would much rather watch a match with the redhead chick that got suspended months ago. You know, I'd rather watch a dog show than this fight because I really give two shits. No, actually, I don't even give one shit because the other shit that's for Michael. Like I said, if you want me to pick who's going to win, of course, boxing wise, Mayweather. I mean, I wish once upon a time that somebody wouldn't beat on women because those type of idiots deserve to get beaten themselves.
Yeah, I totally
That's
agree.
my 2 cents.
Yeah, I want McGregor to win because Mayweather, let's face it, the domestic abuse of allegations, he's a piece of shit in my eyes, and I can't get behind a guy like that. So yeah, they announced it, so it's going to disappoint everybody. These kind of dream matches always do. It's going to be funny to see everybody spend their money and get mad. Logan, let's get right in.
I'd rather
Go ahead.
okay. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean, but it's in my head. I much rather watch 30 minutes straight of live PD while they're jogging than 30 minutes of Mayweather jogging around the ring. And I'd much rather watch 30 minutes of Melina doing splits on the WWE Network.
Well, I'd rather watch that than most things. Let's be honest. Especially back in like '05, Melina. Woo! 205 Live this week, Logan. Now, last week, we're hot off the heels of what you and I thought was one of the best episodes they ever did. This week didn't look like it was going that route off the bat. We got Titus O'Neil. Everything we dreaded and more from last week with his first ever appearance 205 Live. Kicking off the show backstage with Akira Tozawa. It looks like they're going with him as his advocate / manager heading into SummerSlam season as the #1 contender against Neville. That's what we got by the end of this episode, but it kicked off and ended with these two guys. What did you think, Logan?
Well, we both agree, that the Titus O'Neil thing it's passable, correct?
We've seen much worse, yes. It is passable.
Yeah. But I much rather, if you really want ratings, if you really want the division to become a little bit more interesting, it's not Titus O'Neil. It's nothing personally against him. I just prefer somebody different if you're looking for ratings. In my opinion, I would prefer nobody besides the people that you have in the division itself, like Rich Swann. It's all on them to make this division work, in my opinion. But if you really want the ratings boost, it's not Titus O'Neil. It's not Sasha Banks. It's, to me, bring in a advocate in Paul Heyman.
A Mysterio. Bring in a Mysterio for a couple shots. You've said it in the past on other episodes. It would work. It would get a pop.
I think it would work. I mean, If you think about it, the kids love that. If you really want, and a veteran type guy, if you really into the WCW Cruiserweight division from back in the day,
Yeah, but
Rey
see,
Mysterio
that's the
is
thing.
perfect.
That's the thing. They don't want people to go into it thinking that's the Rey Mysterio they're going to get. That's why that's a huge risk to take with Mysterio specifically, because he's a shell of what he used to be. Let's be real about him. You know what I mean? Can he keep up with a Mustafa Ali, a fucking Cedric Alexander? I think he could, but I don't think the match would be
I
that
think
great.
he could. I mean, look at Lucha. He was in Lucha. He still is in Lucha, right?
I have no
Um,
clue. I don't watch it.
their matches are, to me, more fast paced than a WWE
Oh yeah,
type match.
those matches are fucking insane. Big reason I don't watch it is because of disbelief from me for Lucha Underground.
And prayers to John Morrison and his fiance. They were in a car accident a couple days ago. Prayers go out to speedy recovery for both of them.
Yeah, also former UFC legend Matt Hughes was in a really bad car wreck, had to be flown off also. So a really bad week for car wrecks and guys in the grappling art. So best wishes, most definitely. But yeah, I'm glad Akira Tozawa is eventually going to get a title push. I don't think it's the right time. The guys whose time it is now was in the first match this week. I have to get mad all over again because we recorded this earlier. Now, this is piggybacking what they did the night before on Monday Night Raw. Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar on Raw this week were supposed to have a match. Cedric Alexander was in the ring. Noam Dar comes down to the ring, and WWE loves to do this, and putting the fucking Skype gimmick up on the Titantron via satellite or whatever, while the Noam Dar had the cell phone on the way to the ring. This was lame. I hate when they do this. This is the most unneeded thing Cedric Alexander. Ugh, like if he's gonna win a squash match, that's great. He needs it, the momentum, but not this kind of fucking way. Like, like I say when they throw Alicia Fox with Cedric Alexander before with this shit. Who's this getting over? It makes Cedric Alexander look like an asshole. It makes Noam Dar look like an idiot. It makes Alicia Fox look like a fucking whore. This whole goddamn thing. Why can't Noam Dar stole the girlfriend, right? He stole Cedric Alexander's girlfriend. Why does he care anymore? He won. You fucking win the battle. You don't go back to the battlefield poking the dead bodies, telling them to get up and still fight, do you? Jesus Christ, look. And
No,
the biggest
you
problem,
don't
they
get fired up, Travis. I don't want to see. I don't want you getting hurt. Okay.
yeah, thank you, man. But the biggest problem, man, they did it the very next night. They did the same thing. At least on 205 Live, the talent get time for their matches, and they had a hell of a match. The Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander on this
Oh,
episode of 205 Live.
to me, it was one of the best. It was one to me. It was one of the best cruiserweight matches I've seen recently.
It was really good, and the very last down to the wire spot of the match seemed like they're going to take it home after a nice competitive match. Nope. Alicia Fox pops up, and they fucking use that as a distraction. Of course, Cedric gets the win, of course, with the lumbar check. But why was that needed? I get they're enhancing the character, but if you're going to do that with Noam Dar, who, by the way, was in a fucking Pizza Hut commercial this week with Gallows and Anderson. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
How bad
It
was
was
that?
it was kind of funny at first, but then just to
Just went
me,
on and fucking on, and it's like, God, shut it down. But if you're gonna do that, just put him up there on the main roster with Alicia Fox. It's not needed. That's not what this show's meant to be. That's why people aren't fucking watching it. Anyway, my rant is over. Logan, what do you got on this segment?
I think this match was great. Kudos to both guys on really making each other look amazing. Great chemistry. What do you want to say? I mean, Cedric Alexander should be the next challenger against Neville for going into SummerSlam. And I think Daivari is very, very underrated and very impressive.
It
I
was
can
it was Daivari. I said it was Noam Dar. It was Daivari he had a match with. All apologies. And then Noam Dar came out at the end. Sorry guys. You're right, Logan.
it's fine, Travis. It's
For an
fine.
Arya Daivari match, definitely the best match I've ever seen him fucking have by far.
Like, well, like I said, I think I see dollar signs in Daivari. I just, to me, I don't know why. I just, there's something about him that kind of clicks
I
more
don't.
than the others.
I don't really see dollar signs. I just see them throwing him into gender stable. And I know he's from Iran, but I just see them doing that because they can't help themselves with that stereotypical bullshit. It's like Mustafa Ali literally is the last guy left in the company right now that they haven't gone stereotypical Indian, Iranian gimmick with. You know what I mean? I hate to say it's a matter of time. We will get to Mustafa Ali in a little bit, but I mean, great match. Speaking of Arya Davari, let's get it real quick, Logan. You already got fired up completely about it. Let's just gloss over a little bit what you said. He made some tweets this week, and I know you really wanted to touch on that, and I didn't want to lose the complete segment. So if you still got it in you, I know you're a little bit out of shape. I don't know. We'll call it been out of shape instead of fired up because you can't do fired up twice. So been out of shape, Logan.
Oh, no, it's gonna be fired up
All right,
because
fire it
I'm
up.
tell you
Fire
the
up
tweet.
the cooker pressure, and let's fucking do it.
I'm gonna tell you the tweet. Do you want me to tell you the tweet first? Because I have it up here.
If you deem it necessary, by all means, because I need to go up and get a drink. So you read the tweet real quick. Give me 30 seconds. Do it, Logan.
Okay. He said, "Love my job." A certain wrestling critic had some unflattering words about 205 Live. Well, once again, here's why he doesn't understand this business as much as he thinks. WWE found a select group of guys that they wanted to launch a new brand with. Anytime a wrestler comes in, they go through the developing phase. They get acclimated to the WWE and they find out who they are. It doesn't matter which brand you do it in. All that matters is you give talent time to develop. I used to watch Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose wrestle in front of 200 people in the FCW arena, and the crowd could be pretty quiet at times, even though they were giving fantastic performances. Now they are two of the biggest stars in the industry. If you remember the team called the Mechanics, you weren't too popular until they developed into one of the best tag teams going around today, the Revival. There are just current examples that we could list a lot more guys. Talent takes time, a brand takes time. You're watching young talent develop right before your eyes each week. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan and enjoy the journey.
A lot of people forget a lot of people forget the name. Do you recall the name in the past from like the 70s? Terry Boulder.
Yes.
A lot of people forget Hulk Hogan didn't start as the red and yellow people. Ric Flair started out as Ramblin' Ricky Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' little brother. It takes time for a character to fucking blossom. Everything in life is about evolution. Everything. I don't care. Not when they did the shit with Goldberg when it was like, oh, snap our fingers into main eventer. That worked. You know what didn't work? When they tried to do it with 5 fucking guys after that. Brock Lesnar is an exception because I don't know. He was more well-rounded, I guess, in a way, in ring than Goldberg. They could put on a worked match more than just a straight up look like sloppy shoot shit like Goldberg. But I don't know. Paul Heyman as your manager, honestly, adds a lot of longevity. Also, let's not kid ourselves as far as Brock. But yeah, I agree. You know what I mean?
I do agree with him. At the end of the day, he shouldn't worry about what other people say. Keep doing what you're doing, especially, for example, the match that he had against Cedric Alexander. He did fantastic in that match. He had great chemistry. It's not a bad character, but it's not the best character. At the end of the day, when I heard the person that actually criticizing the product is Dave Meltzer, you had a little bit to say earlier in the first part that we did on
Yeah.
Slam Pigs tonight. That you thought, he's not as bad as others, right?
No, I'd rather listen to Meltzer's show than like a Wade Keller's any day. You know, I think Meltzer, for all the shit he gets, is probably the most accurate dirt sheet guy. Yeah, I mean, look at his credentials. He's been doing this shit for since the '80s. You know, with the newsletter and all that stuff. I would think it's a little more fair. Like he's right, maybe 60% of the time, possibly 70 in the certain situation. But I think he's more accurate than people give him credit for. Um, Usually he's pretty on point. Yeah, I know, guys. He's irritating as fuck sometimes. This is one of those cases, though, where I'm gonna have to disagree with Meltzer. Also, you know what I mean, Logan?
Well, in my opinion, Dave Meltzer to me tells rumors and news that is wrong 60% out of 100. Basically, that's like saying I'm going to lose weight in one night. Not going to happen. Okay, and I think that, Dave, you failed as a reporter, and 60% of your bullcrap makes everyone cringe. You're the type of guy that would lie to any fan in the world, for example. You would say that you can't stand Roman Reigns, but secretly you lie. You actually have stuffed animals of him and posters that you kiss before bedtime. You are the type of guy who would spread rumors of naked pictures and sex tapes of wrestlers. Only thing is, you would only show the male naked pictures and sex tapes. You wouldn't show the female ones. By the way, maybe you should change your job title. I have one for you. Michael's best friend. Oh, you don't know who that is? Well, nobody else does either. He's just that laughing stock of the Slam Pigs. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. No hard feelings towards you. Dave might have them towards Roman Reigns. I think I should calm down and put some water on my fire.
Hey man, it's okay, but let's move the train along on 205 Live this week. Where did that take us next on the show, Logan?
And actually, Austin Aries addressed his future.
He did. Austin Aries came out to the ring. A nice segment. And I didn't think it was going to be a lot of, oh, it's a retirement segment. It's not a fucking retirement. So he's not retiring. He is injured for the time being. A lot of people knew that going in. He's got some neck issues going on. Obviously, he can't compete for a little while. I don't know the estimated return. I don't know if this is a complete shoot or work at the same time either. Logan, do you got the 411 on when estimated ETA for Aries back in ring?
I actually don't. There's really nothing being said on how bad it is or what's going on or anything like that. I don't- to me, we need to talk about when he does come back. How do you book him?
I put him on SmackDown or Raw. I don't put him back on 205 Live. He is too goddamn talented to be down there. And he doesn't need that Cruiserweight title, in my opinion. He needs a IC or US title. That's what I would do with him. And I'd make him a heel. He's a much better heel. What would you do with him?
I would bring him back on 205 Live because they need the talent. But they need to utilize all of the talent. In my opinion, they need to find something.
They just need to.
Here's what
They need to, and if they don't figure out what they're going to do with this UK show, which, by the way, guys, cheap plug, still not another UK show. So guess what that means, Logan? Another old ass UK pay per view to review this week. This week on UK Union Smack #4 with Maniac Matt. It's SummerSlam '92, so be sure to check out that. But yeah, I think they need to sprinkle in, even though he's out right now with a very serious injury, Mark Andrews, which sucks. Guys like that from the UK NXT, there's guys I could bring in. If Almas drops some weight, I could see him in the Cruiserweight division. Kalisto, there's no reason he should be on Raw. There's no reason he shouldn't be in 205 Live. I don't know. Grand Metalik just fucking comes and goes when he wants, so I would say Grand Metalik, but who the hell knows? You know what I mean?
Where is he going? I mean, we've seen him. We saw him one time,
He
two
was on main.
times.
Actually, we're bringing up. We did not bring this up. I keep mixing up earlier when nobody heard us. A shake up in the announcer tables this week, Logan.
Yes, Vic Joseph is doing commentary with Corey Graves now.
Hot off the he was the main event announcer, which that was what I was going to segue Grand Metalik into, by the way. The last episode of Main Event I went back and checked after 205 Live this week was in like mid-May. And like one of the matches was like Aleister Black and Kurt Hawkins, and Grand Metalik and TJP was on Main Event. So they brought him, and these matches take place on Raw, like before Raw, the Main Event tapings. So they brought in Grand Metalik for a Main Event taping, and guess what he did? He fucking jobbed. He jobbed out clean to TJP on Main Event. I guess
Makes sense.
let's be honest, completely honest with guys like Sin Cara, Alberto Del Rio, extremely successful guys in AAA. They come up here and they have these chips on their shoulders. I'm not saying that's the case with Grand Metalik, but it's not a far stretch based on the history of guys like Sin Cara and Del Rio. You know, maybe that's the case. We don't know his obligations down there. I don't even know if he's a champion down in AAA or any of those promotions. I have no clue. But they could really use a guy like that, and it sucks that we only get sprinkled in Grand Metalik appearances. Because you need a guy more. You need if you're going to do a luchador. I think they've already ruined Kalisto too much for anyone to get excited for him going to 205 Live. It's got to be somebody that's badass, and he's more unknown. I don't think Grand Metalik's that badass, but he's very talented. There's a lot of guys out there right now. I'm just saying, I don't watch Lucha Underground, but there's a certain psychotic guy with a mask I've seen from time to time. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. His name's Pentagon Jr., whatever the fuck his name is. I think I don't know if he's a cruiserweight, but dude, fucking Phoenix. There's so many guys, man. Like, come on. They have got to capitalize on the success of Lucha Underground and the popularity of it. I know a lot of the Lucha Underground guys, they have contracts, but I could see a lot of those guys being swooped up specifically for 205 Live in the future.
There's plenty of guys on Lucha Underground. If you haven't heard anything, but Lucha Underground's really hurting right now. They almost couldn't take.
Yeah, they're scrambling to get season 4. Like that's they don't know. Once again, they never know when their seasons are coming. You know who would be a great guy to bring in and rejuvenate and get eyes on it because of its extreme popularity right now. So like the smart marks and the Japanese wrestling fans. It's a long shot because I'm sure he's held near and dear over there to New Japan and they try to hold on to him. Is Kushida. Kushida is tremendous. Alex Shelley could be brought back. Talk about a guy that totally fucking got over with. He was okay, like when he was in TNA, but when he went to Japan, he was in the Time Splitters with Kushida. Those fucking guys are legit. They're some of my favorite workers over there in Japan. I'd love to see those guys on 205 Live. It's a long shot, though, like I said, you know. You know who's also very active over there? Former light heavyweight champion and Noah, still going, hasn't aged a day. You could bring in Taka Michinoku, Logan. Why not? I do.
Yes, you could.
I'm ranting.
There's so many guys that you can bring into the division and make the division as a whole great again.
You really could. But
We've mentioned Rey Mysterio, but I'm gonna finish. Grand Metalik should be invested in more than what he is right now. Plain and simple.
I agree. But Logan, did that take us to where are we at on the show? The vignette for Mustafa Ali that was interrupted by Drew Gulak, like political vignette.
Oh, we didn't mention the ending to the Austin Aries segment.
Oh, the Austin Aries segment now comes out. Says he doesn't know. Interrupted, but here we go again. Your boy. An angelic looking Tony Nese, all white and neon green. I don't know about the wardrobe. That might need a little tweaking. It kind of looks dumb.
That looked like the Power Rangers a little bit.
He looked like the Green Ranger a little bit. What did you think of the I know you're a big Tony Nese guy. We don't disagree much, but his promo was the abysmal shits. Go ahead, Logan. It was awful. Disappointed. I expected more out of Nese on the mic. I thought he was capable of better promo than that.
When it comes down to it, this segment to me fell flat. And I think you said it was okay. It was all right. It was passable. Same as the first one and the second one and the third one, the fourth, and so forth. I am a big Tony Nese fan. In ring, he's really great. He shouldn't be in 205 Live. We will probably say this every episode, I think. But
you have, I think, every episode you talk about how Tony Nese deserves better.
You mentioned it.
I mean, I agree. I just don't think they should hand him a mic anymore after this.
Well, he told Austin Aries to get out of his ring and sit with the audience and watch the premier athlete, which was okay. It was all right. He should quietly be the past. Then Austin Aries said that in the past he made him tap. Talks about doing sit-ups for abs and asked about workouts he's been doing to grow a set. And then Jack Gallagher came out and he goes to attack Jack and Jack beats him up with an umbrella. The end.
He whacked the shit out of him. He broke the umbrella over his back. That was a stiff shot, man. Jack Gallagher also didn't really do a lot for me. It wasn't as bad as Nese, but Gallagher at this point, he comes off a little awkward and like just the way he talks. it seems like he hates the material he's given. Does it come off that way to you?
Well, yes, a little bit. Speaking of Jack, I am in talks with Maniac Matt to actually be a special guest on 205 Live Cruise Control and give his opinions on what they need to do booking wise with Jack.
Yeah, hopefully, guys, let's go ahead and hopefully Maniac Matt can join us next week right here on Cruise Control. Special guest Matt, so look forward to that. Yeah, this segment was, why does Austin Aries have the banana all the time? Where did that come from? Like, who can?
I don't know, maybe like Donkey Kong. I don't know.
Ooh, with a video game reference, I love it. Just for Hibiki, look at you. I don't know. Yeah, it
Hey,
fell flat.
I gotta be 2-1 there, Travis. I gotta, you know, I gotta be nice.
Yeah, Gallagher came out for the save, and it was kind of like, well, that's that. And then it was like, on to the next segment. We don't know when we'll see Austin Aries back, and they kind of just. So I guess we're not going to see Aries on television for a while. Maybe they'll bring him back on commentary. Maybe they'll keep him relevant for like backstage or promos in ring. Who knows? But time
Who
will
knows?
tell.
Speaking of Maniac Matt, Future Wrestling Podcast might actually be coming up and debuting in a week or two. Hopefully, we just got to get with Maniac Matt and our production producer.
Your production truck.
And start to see. I wonder who that is.
Doug Dillinger out in the production truck here at Nitro. Anyway, Logan, is this the part of the show where we
You're
got
not.
what?
What?
Did we get the Mustafa Ali vignette with the Drew Gulak package in the next part?
Yes, yes. And they also announced 2 matches for next week's 205 Live, so we can get our opinions on those 2 matches as well, if you want to.
Well, there wasn't a lot to say about the Gulak stuff, but what did you think, real quick, on how they carried it? I thought it was well done, this vignette. It got us to see a lot more of Mustafa Ali too before they cut it off. Like, you got to see a good 2.5 minutes of Mustafa Ali actually getting to talk. So
Drew Gulak, I mean, you've mentioned this plenty of times. He is really coming off as a Steven Richards.
I don't think he
Type
has
guy.
as much charisma. He comes off more like a John Laurinaitis and Stevie Richards mixed. Feels like John Laurinaitis
Yes.
too, in a way. Maybe it's his voice a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I'm liking it still. I haven't my thoughts haven't changed on it in a week. I still really love the Drew Gulak no fly zone gimmick.
It's different, no doubt about it. I mean,
I'm sure
I like it.
I'm sure they're
It
gonna
gives him
beat it to
something
death
to
until
do.
it's not funny anymore, like they love to do, and it's gonna jump the shark, and then no one's gonna care about it. I'm sure that's gonna happen, but for now, I'm gonna enjoy it while it's still enjoyable.
You mentioned, Travis, you mentioned last week that Drew Gulak could use that gimmick on the main card on Raw and SmackDown. I completely agree now. After that promo on 205 Live, I think it could work. It
I
could do
said,
something.
what did I say? He could do it to mess with like a guy that shouldn't dive. Like, we hate it when the guys like Luke Harper dives. He comes out for the big guys. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You're a big guy. Yeah.
That you mentioned.
It would work on that kind of gimmick would work on any kind of show. You could make that work on the UK show. You could make it work. Hell, you could put on fucking Lucha Underground and make that character work. And then just have him murdered, like rip his face off or whatever they did on Lucha Underground this week. They murdered another person. Wonder why people don't take it seriously. I don't know. Anyway, there was also a bet. This was, you know what? I really like this. TJP shown walking backstage. All of a sudden, pulled aside by Rich Swann, who was a very serious promo. I thought he executed it well as far as Rich Swann standards. Talking about the real TJ Perkins, and seemed like the fans are getting behind him again. And when are we going to see a glimpse of the old TJ Perkins? Start getting serious, and then we see Perkins or TJP, whatever the hell we're supposed to call him, pondering his career. And am I going to turn babyface? It's pretty much the gist. I like this, Logan. What'd you think?
I thought it worked. I think it wasn't just passing. I think it was, to me, the other segments, it was we both said it passed.
No, this was
This
good though.
one to me was better than both.
Oh yeah. Yep. Best backstage segment of the show by far was this. I would say.
I thought it was more serious. I could actually take both guys seriously. It was good to see me being able to take Rich Swann a little bit more seriously, a little bit more serious than normal.
Well, it's amazing how that happens when they give guys a microphone that can use a microphone and not a microphone that fucking sucks. Tony Nese. Holy shit, it was so bad. Anyway, yeah, this was not bad. Rich Swann. Yeah, this was good stuff. And you know what this did at the end of the day? It made me once again give a little bit of a shit about TJP. Like, I care again. So what are they gonna do? So I'm invested.
Yeah, it worked. At least it works. Okay. But to me, moving on, don't forget they did announce that we have Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak next week.
Yep.
And Jack will face Tony Nese.
Should be two good matches. I look forward to calling those. And hopefully we got Maniac Matt to review a Jack match on top of what are they going to do with his career. Logan, was there any more matches besides the main event? Because I don't think there were this week.
No, that was the main event's next.
The main event. Now, Akira Tozawa not coming out with Titus. They would show Titus throughout this match backstage watching on a monitor. So that's good. They didn't bring him out yet with him. Also, I don't think we mentioned enough. They haven't made it official. Like, as Akira Tozawa decided, is he going to make him his man? It's up in the air. I think at the end of the day, he's not. They're not going to make him like a permanent manager. They're going to tease it, something like that. So you got TJP looking for redemption at the great fucking match last week with Neville. One of the best TJP's had in quite some time. And the announcers kept building up the hype. Well, TJP is trying to rejuvenate his career. People are talking about TJP again. And I thought this was, like you said about the announcing earlier, I thought this is where they shine the most as far as the commentators. They really helped tell the story to this match. I know a lot of my boys, my pallies, like, they're like, oh, I don't watch 205 Live. Guys, sometimes there's some really good shit on 205 Live. This was my match of the week on 205 Live. I thought it was better than the Alexander match. I really like this match. Logan, what did you think? Tozawa and TJP.
Tozawa and TJP put on a phenomenal match. I told my brother, you missed 205 Live. He said, I don't want to watch it. Can't get into it. It's boring to me. Blah, 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 blah. They put on one hell of a match. One hell of a match that you can not say, to me, you can't say about the main card sometimes.
And you know what? That's what makes me feel the worst about these guys. Like I said, I was on our pal Broski, Broski, in our group chat on Twitter, was on his show yesterday, and we brought up 205 Live because we reviewed Raw on his show, and of course there's Cruiserweights. I put in my 2 cents, whatever, and he was like, Brian Kendrick, he hasn't been on television in like months because he just doesn't watch. He's like, and who can blame him for not wanting to? They make it so where you don't want to watch it, but still, I was like, man, Kendrick had that match with Tozawa like 3 weeks ago. It was fucking awesome, and like he had no clues, so hopefully he went to check it out. Like, yeah, like throughout all the Titus O'Neil segments and shit, there is really good wrestling on these shows, and it sucks for the guys that people just aren't caring enough to be bothered to watch them. Because, you know what I mean?
Especially Tozawa, I love his move, his finishing move. I love it. To me, it works, especially when he did it through the table on Brian Kendrick. That just it. The cool part about 205 Live, when they get to do their matches,
they get the time,
and they're given more time. The storytelling is just, to me, it works a lot better than just doing segments and segments and segments.
Yeah, they got a 2-minute match on Raw this week with Alexander and Noam Dar. Not even that, 20-second match possibly, as opposed to matches like this the very next night. Now you could say like with the women, that is totally a case of where time is killing the women. They're not giving the women the ample time on television as they would like Cruiserweights on 205 Live. Here's a question posed. You actually just popped in my head. A little bit off topic. Could you see a women's exclusive show in the future? Besides, if the Mae Young tournament is successful, could you see them making that and give the ladies time every week, just like 205 Live seemed to get? Or do you think like somebody would pitch that idea to Vince? They'd be like, "Well, nobody's watching 205 Live, so why would we do that?" Do you think that could happen?
I could easily see 205 Live becoming a mixture of both. If they wanted to do a women's thing, do like half an hour of cruiserweights and half an hour of the women. Why not? Give them time. Give them opportunities to showcase their talents. And like Davari said, it takes time to build everyone and build everything. I could easily see 205 Live becoming a women and cruiserweight 1 hour episode.
Yeah. But let's get back to the main event this week because it deserves a lot of time because it was back and forth. I thought Tozawa was legit hurt at one point in this match. I don't know if it's come out like he is injured, but he seems to be really good at selling if that's not the case because, man, these guys both, give it to TJP too, just back and forth, counter for counter. Yeah, like I said, my match of the week at 205 Live. If anything, go out of your way to check this match out. Like we said, Tozawa, though.
It did look like Tozawa got hurt. It did at one point. I think it was when he came off the top turnbuckle and landed on his knee and then went to the outside.
Yeah. So I'm not too up to date. Maybe I'll check out the news when we get off here and do this and see if he is actually hurt. But I don't think he is. I think we would have heard more about it, social media or something. But Tozawa getting the win, clean, Logan. TJP eats another loss. Obviously, if they're telling a redemption story, he's got to lose a few in the beginning. So stop it with they're burying TJP if that's what you people are saying. They're not. They're trying to tell a story right now with that. On the other hand, they're given. It seemingly this led to how they closed the show this week, Logan. How did they cap off this week's 205 Live? Because it segues from Akira Tozawa.
They had Titus O'Neil at the in the backstage after watching.
Going ape shit, celebrating like a madman for his boy.
I know he was cha cha ching, and then all of a sudden Neville walks in, and to me, everything that Neville does, if it's not a match, if it's not a promo, if it's a segment, it doesn't matter what he's involved in. He makes it great. He makes it interesting.
I know that the Photoshop you guys are looking at with the giant Titus O'Neil and the tiny Neville, where Titus looks like Ant-Man. It's not an exaggeration because that's what I got from this. Neville is so good right now as a heel. Titus is obviously way bigger. Okay, you could see it on this backstage segment. I thought first I was like, man, like Neville. It looked like he was scaring the bigger man because he's so good at his facials, his heel facials and stuff. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to stab Titus O'Neil with a knife at one point. That's how intense Neville came off in this. And it was pretty much Titus O'Neil gloating like, "You better watch your back because Tozawa is coming for you or something, the Titus brand and stuff." And it was just shit talking, and that's how they went off the air. I liked it. I liked this exchange to go off the air. I did not hate it, as opposed to what everyone else may think because Titus was in it. Like I said earlier, we've seen worse, and it could have been way worse. But this wasn't only passable. This was good. This was good. A lot of that has to do with Neville. He carried this fucking segment.
Yeah, Neville makes everything more interesting in my book.
So that may be a first time on the history of anything Slam Pigs where I got a positive, good review on a Titus O'Neil segment, and it's all due to Neville carrying him like a broomstick.
Yep, that's exactly it.
But that's what they're going with. And like we said at the very beginning of the show, it looks like they're going with Tozawa and Neville heading into SummerSlam season. Logan.
I could see it. I could really see it. Like I said, I think Neville his run's almost done. He doesn't need that belt anymore. He doesn't need the title anymore. But he's just making things in 205 Live just great. And I honestly just gonna like Davari said, enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the point in paying $10 a month to bitch every week. Like sometimes you just gotta. Excuse me, there. I had an audio hiccup. Sometimes you gotta let it sink in and just enjoy the show and sit back and just take a deep breath. Like, don't split hairs and try to find the good as opposed to always trying to find the negative in a wrestling show. But that's 205 Live this week. Logan, what's your overall grade on the show this week?
I'll give it a solid B.
I'll give it about a B minus. Nothing captivated me, and I did get really been out of shape a little bit. Not to sound hypocritical about my rant I just made, but the Cedric Alexander shit, that was unneeded. Like when shit's totally blasphemous, I will get mad about it. But when it's stuff like not admitting Titus O'Neil segments are good, that's a different story. But yeah, that was just bad with the Alicia Fox. I think that kept it from being a solid B for me.
Don't forget the turning loose promo.
Oh God, thank you for reminding me, Logan. But that's 205 Live this week. Before we go off the air tonight, now on regular Slam Picks this week, just Michael and I, which once again, thank you guys for stopping by that night live and tonight for all you guys. If you stop by the chat, thank you. Unfortunately didn't have the chat up, but Logan, Money in the Bank is this Sunday night. Real quick, I know me and Michael did predictions. Gloss it over, just to not too in depth because we're running short on time. But who do you got in the main matches for the show this Sunday?
Well, I was gonna get your opinion, and since you didn't get to give your prediction on the match that was just announced for Money in the Bank today, is the Hype Bros will take on the Colognes at the kickoff show.
The Hype Bros.
To me, let me start off because I know you might get fired up for that. I don't know. Sounds like you might.
When it comes to Mojo Rawley, I don't even get fired up anymore. I'm just like, I don't even want to talk about it. But go ahead.
Somehow the tag team being left off the show is Breezango, which has been rolling with the Fashion Files segments as of late. The Hype Bros just reunited on SmackDown and appear to have a long owed tag team title match in the future. I'm going to go off and say the Colognes will win this match because I think they need it more than the Hype Bros, and I see Zack Ryder turning heel.
Really? I didn't think of it that way. Wow. Zack Ryder turning heel. They could book it as he's heartbroken from Emma and he's broken Ryder.
I think the reason why he turns heel is because of basically because he hasn't been around and his tag team partner decided to move on.
Get himself a battle royal win and all that shit. Yeah, like you were celebrating with Gronkowski while I was in a hospital type thing, right?
Yeah, and I think it would work. I think the Zack Ryder heel could work.
He hasn't been a heel in a long time. It's been a long time since we've seen heel Zack Ryder. Okay, what about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Logan?
Well, the women's Money in the Bank match, I'm going to shock you again. I think the winner of the women's Money in the Bank match is not officially on the card.
You think they're going to have a surprise entrant at the last second?
I think Maria is going to make her return to WWE and win the Money in the Bank.
Wow. That's a stretch, but it has been confirmed pretty much this week that her and Bennett are a lock now, right? Her and Mike Bennett?
Yep, and they will be exclusively on SmackDown.
Very nice. I'm going with, just because, I don't know, I think it's too obvious to do with Charlotte. I wouldn't say Natalya, just because of the time she's been there, and they feel like, because it's like a first ever women's thing, so they have to make a huge deal out of it, which it deserves to be a huge deal. Sorry, but they're gonna probably give it to Natalya because she always seems like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It's always Charlotte that gets to do the first Hell in the Cell, or the Sasha that gets, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I got a feeling. And when I have that old feeling, I'm usually right, and I'm going with Natty because I was right about Samoa Joe, so I got to keep my luck going. You know.
I like that we're disagreeing and stuff like that.
You know what? If we may probably agree on the same guy and the men's money, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and just do that. Men's.
I wanted to continue with the women's real quick and say Lana will become the new women's champion.
Boo. No. I don't know. I don't see that happening.
And it's not because I'm a fan of Lana or
Because
or
they
anything
love
like that.
that would happen because they love to piss off the people and get them to talk. Well, any kind of heat's good heat, that kind of thing. That's why they would do it.
I think Vince is just he drools over Rusev's wife. So
I definitely have Naomi
and
in that match. And then
I just
and then maybe a woman cashes in on Naomi if it's Natalia. And then you get the bad taste of the Lana match out of your mouth and you think about Natalia.
yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I actually um if Maria is in the match, I don't think she will win. I think she'll just be included, make her return and all that. In all seriousness, I think it will be somebody on the card. In all honestly, I think it could be Carmella that walks out as the Money in the Bank winner and cash it in the same night on Naomi after the bad taste in the mouth.
Yeah. We'll see. Now you think it would be Maria. I think they could throw Mike Bennett in the men's match last second. I'm not saying he'd win it, but I'm saying they could throw him in there and maybe he could call Zayn or somebody, and that could, get his first angle in the company to build off the Money in the Bank match he was in. Um, I don't know. Mike Bennett totally isn't as big of a name. Like people don't know him, and he's not in demand like an Adam Cole right now. It's not like anyone's like fiending for at fucking Mike Bennett to be on their TV. I never.
That's why I think he's not on NXT and going straight to SmackDown.
Right.
He's not the biggest name. But if you think that could happen with Mike Bennett in the men's ladder match, I'm going Baron Corbin.
That's my pick too, actually. Baron Corbin is my pick to win the Money in the Bank. And Michael brought up the betting odds in Vegas on regular Slam Pigs, and like that's like the odds in Corbin's favor is crazy. Like everyone's going Corbin.
Come on now, this pick between me and you picking Baron Corbin is going to be the same outcome as Samoa Joe.
Well, look how they've been booking. They do this every year with the winner of the Money in the Bank. They make him eat a bunch of pins and make you think Sami Zayn's going to win. First of all, the fact that Nakamura posed with the briefcase automatically should tell you he's not winning. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, Corbin's been losing left and right for no reason. It's like he lost his push. He's going to win Money in the Bank. He's going to win that briefcase, and then guess what he's going to do for like 2 months? He's going to lose for 2 more months because the Money in the Bank holder is a heel, always loses, always. You know.
But at the same time, the coolest part about WWE's booking on Baron Corbin is he may have ate some losses, but he's also gained from being
Beating the shit
strong.
out of Zayn backstage too, yeah.
Yeah.
But how many times can you do that?
Days on Nakamura at the end of SmackDown, he still looks strong no matter the losses. So really, they're showing.
And that's why I think he's winning the Money in the Bank because he still looks strong. But if he keeps losing every week and they just keep making him look strong backstage, you need a win eventually to make you credible. So that's why we think probably he's going to win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a perfect choice. I can't see Nakamura having the briefcase.
I don't even like Nakamura being in the goddamn match. I don't think he should be in there. They should have kept it like another attraction match. I don't know.
It could have been Kevin Owens versus Nakamura for the United States champion.
Possibly. I don't know. I just don't like him in it. The last thing you want to do is have the hardcore fans of Nakamura lose faith. Like, oh, our boy's in it. He just came to the main roster. And then, he fucking lost. You know what I mean? So you don't want to take faith away from the diehards. They're lucky. They're damn lucky they still have some sort of hype left for Samoa Joe and Brock. Because let's face it, since he's been on the main roster, they were well on their way to just making him into nothing because he was getting no crowd reactions. You know what I mean? This is the first relevant angle besides Rollins, which didn't pan out to anything, that Joe's been in. And finally, people care about Samoa Joe again. You know?
I completely agree.
Another thing I could see, I mentioned this on Broski's show yesterday. He's not my pick, but because his contract's coming up soon, I don't know how valuable he is in their eyes. I could see them giving it to Ziggler just because that's someone nobody could could, and like he has the history, like I'm a former Money, I know how to handle the cash in. But I could see it as WWE doing it in real life as like a way to sway him to get him to re-sign and stay. Like, well, as an incentive. I could see that. I, I'm not gonna lie. I could just see them giving it to Styles, just because that's somebody nobody is fucking predicting is AJ Styles to win it.
And nobody's predicting Sami Zayn either.
No, I think a lot of people are predicting Zayn too because he's getting a lot of the momentum on these pins with Corbin, and they're giving him a lot of time to be this weird character backstage, which has been entertaining. But he's
And what
got.
about Kevin Owens?
I think he may be one of the biggest long shots because he's already the U.S. champ. He doesn't need the Money in the Bank. He doesn't need it. He's
I could
already.
honestly see Kevin Owens, and hear me out. Kevin Owens wins Money in the Bank. Orton beats Mahal. Owens cashes in, hits the pop-up power bomb, pins Orton, and then July 4th, Cena confronts the face of America and tries to win back the champion for the 17th time.
We'll see what they're going to do. Money in the Bank's always one of the better pay-per-views just because of the unpredictability. This definitely does have the recipe to be one of the better Money in the Bank, considering all the guys that are in it. We'll see. Logan, WWE title. Did you see the Jinder Mahal promo celebration thing this week or whatever it was?
Yes, and I honestly didn't like it.
I didn't like it until I thought that RKO looked really good and how they shot it. I did
That
like that.
RKO was fucking awesome.
That's the only part of this I like, but I do like Jinder. I'm still behind his push. Come at me.
I'm gonna come at you, bro, because I don't really like the push right now. I can't take him seriously when he has two little goons at his side. I know that's how you get cheap heat and blah 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 blah. But
I always thought if you had a stable like an NWO, the guys that did your dirty work, I thought they were always like a Scott Norton or like Brian Adams, who was Crush, or Stevie Ray. These big not fucking Singh brothers. Those are your enforcers. You know what I mean? And every time it like on TV, it's Randy Orton in the ring with those two. They back down. Two guys back down for one guy, and that's your stable. You're right. It's they need another guy. That's why I could see a Davari in there, but he's a cruiserweight too. I don't know. Are they gonna bring Great Khali back? It's like their fucking godfather.
For example, the Singh brothers, they look like little Rey Mysterios. Everybody's supposed to take Jinder Mahal seriously because of his physique and his athleticism and all that other stuff and his look.
He should at least trim his hair up a little bit. God.
Well, I like I said, I call bullshit.
It's getting shaggy.
I mean, come on. The Singh brothers, like I said, is like two small little Rey Mysterios. When back in the day, you could almost say it was like Trish Stratus with A-Train and Test.
God, Logan.
That
what a reference.
Hell yeah.
Are you at the end of the day looking forward to the pay-per-view Sunday? Or are you kind of like, I always look forward to SmackDown pay-per-views.
I am, but I'm going to call it right now. I think Orton wins in his hometown.
I don't. I think they don't hinder Jinder. I think he retains. Also, apparently, there's supposed to be like a legend segment. There's supposed to be a bunch of guys like Bob Orton, Ric Flair. Apparently, Kevin Von Erich is in talks to appear this Sunday. Larry Zbyszko, some other legends. So I think Jinder's going to have a segment with
$1 Million Man, too.
$1 Million Man. I could see them doing a thing where Jinder attacks fucking Bob Orton, like they always did with Cena's dad, just to get cheap heat. Because Cowboy Bob's willing to take a bump, even if he is like 80. Hell, I'll do it. I don't care. That's my boy Randy. You know what I mean? I could see that playing out. What do you think the legend segment could be?
I could see that. I think that's where they have to go. If you really want to push Jinder Mahal as this big ass heel, like back in the day, like Orton did when he punted Cena's dad.
You have him beat up
This-
fucking Larry Zbyszko, because everybody loves Larry Zbyszko. You have Jinder Mahal take Larry Zbyszko by the throat and just throw him into the electronic thing on the ring and make him get electrocuted. In storyline.
You know, he could kick $1 Million Man in the midsection. He falls out of the ring. Jinder Mahal can like clothesline Ric Flair and then hit his finisher on Bob Orton, and then Orton comes out running, and that's how the match just starts.
I could see that. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a good time, if anything, for the post show once again this Sunday to get that in there. Logan, man, thankfully everyone heard my voice this go around. Episode 5 is in the books, man. We did it.
Well, before we leave, I will go back and watch SummerSlam 92 if you guys don't mind me being a special guest on Union Smack.
Well, you kind of put me on the spot on air with that, but I'll talk to Matt, see what's up, if he wants to do it through. Man, if anything, we can set up one down the future with more preparation for that. But
Okay.
hey, man, thank you for doing take 2. It's been a long night of recording, way longer than it should have been. Where can everyone check you out on Twitter once again?
At Logan Myers 144 on Twitter. Travis, where can they catch you?
Everyone can follow me at the Hibiki TMD. It's so weird. Everyone throws it to me now for once. Not used to it. Getting used to it. Thank you guys for charging through on the live stream. 205 Live. Cruise Control. Logan, I'll see you this Sunday for the post show. And Michael will bring the salt. And you bring the pepper.
We all know he's going to be more salty because he sucks.